Welcome to episode 2 of the Station Field Guide. Today I'm reviewing Sheppard West Station. How does it hold up in terms of outside accessibility, design, passenger experience, and connections? Let's find out. So Sheppard West Station was formerly Downsview Station before the Line 1 extension to Vaughan Metropolitan Center in 2017. And before the Line 1 extension to Vaughan Metropolitan Center, this station was the terminal station of the university side of Line 1. Is this station still viable as a transit station? Before we begin, how will this episode of the Station Field Guide work? If you've never watched the first episode of the Station Field Guide at Bayview Station or the trial season of Stop and Review, each station of the Station Field Guide is a deep dive of a transit station or hub. It'll cover 4 elements, mainly the station exterior and outside accessibility, the design and cleanliness, accessibility and passenger experience, and the connections/nearby amenities that the station has to offer. I'll rate each of the 4 elements out of 10 and then average the score at the end to the nearest half point at the end. So let's dive in. Starting with the station's exterior and accessibility, Sheppard West Station was larger than I anticipated, even as a former Line 1 terminal station. There are 3 entrances to Sheppard West Station, all of which are accessible. Spoiler alert, I didn't actually get footage of all 3 entrances due to time constraints. I probably should have, but I just kind of rushed it a bit. The entrance on the south side of Sheppard Avenue was the easiest to get to. There is also commuter parking at the station, with 632 available parking spaces. There is a connected walkway between the north end of the parking lot and one of the station entrances. However, I didn't get any footage of that walkway. Instead, I got lost trying to find the parking lot and the subsequent walkway. Here's a clip of my frustration with finding the commuter parking lot from the passenger pickup. The parking lot. Let's go to the passenger parking lot. No trees. No trees. Okay, you have an accessible crossing thing here. But the bad news is that there's not a single sidewalk on this side of the street. So you have to go, there's no sidewalk here, and you got a 4-lane stroad pretty much. No sidewalk on that side of the street. And look, it's 107, I don't even know what that bus is. I don't come out to the west end. Yeah, that's really sad. How do you get to the parking lot? I have to walk in the field. I don't think it's anyone here. Oh, 37 tickets. This is bad. Okay, so the sidewalk resumes here, presumably. So after that blank field, this is the commuter parking lot. The Sheppard West commuter parking lot. Oh, look at that, the sidewalk ends again. What? But who thought of this? I'm sorry, this is... How are you supposed to get to the station from the car, from your car? You commute by car, how are you supposed to get here? Before finding out that there was a walkway between the commuter parking lot and the station, I was going to give this section a 6 out of 10, but finding out about the walkway bumps up the station exterior and outside accessibility to an 8 out of 10. This is because all 3 entrances are accessible with elevators. Now to get into the design and cleanliness of Sheppard West Station. This station was pretty well designed overall. The bus terminal at this station was very close to the subway platforms, although the escalator ride to the bus terminal felt long. Even with this, the walk from the subway platform to the bus terminal wasn't long at all, roughly 2 minutes. Luckily, the elevator was well placed in the station, having quick access to the subway platform, washrooms, and bus terminal. However, the station feels somewhat grand. While the bus terminal was a 2-minute walk from the subway platform, some buses were far from the escalators, so it felt pretty deceptive depending on what route you wanted to take. Luckily, the bus terminal is spacious both inside and outside the station. To get into the lighting of the station is not very good, especially at the subway platforms. The lighting felt very basic and dim on the platforms. The lighting was best at the concourse level, but even then the lighting wasn't very good. The bus terminal was well lit on the inside, but outside left a bit to be desired. To To get into the overall cleanliness of the station, it was surprisingly clean, even with some construction being done near the subway platform. My overall score for this section, a 7 out of 10. While the station itself is well designed, it still felt grand and the lighting wasn't very good. Now to rate the accessibility and overall passenger experience at the station. As mentioned previously, this station is accessible at all entrances and has an elevator that goes straight from the bus terminal to the subway platform. Since Sheppard West is a center platform station, there is no need to transit to another elevator if you are coming from the bus terminal. By the way, there are 3 elevators at the station. The elevators at the station, especially the bus terminal elevator, are very convenient. As mentioned, this is a center platform station, which means that you can get from the bus platform to the subway with a single elevator located at the bus terminal. As to the other 2 entrances, I can't speak on those that had a time constraint. If you decide to take the escalators, the one from the bus platform to the concourse is long, but getting from the concourse to the subway platform is quick and easy. There are also screens that display when buses are coming. Since Sheppard West used to be the terminal station before the 2017 extension of Line 1 to Vaughan Metropolitan Center, there are washrooms at the station, which are conveniently placed next to an elevator and within a short walking distance from the bus terminal. There is also a decently sized gateway convenience store, though I didn't go inside the store. There are also payphones at the station, but none of the ones I saw seemed to work. Overall, I'll give this section a good 9 out of 10. I don't really have anything to complain about in this section. Finally, to get into the nearby amenities and connections at Sheppard West Station, there's not much to say here really. Sheppard West has a small park right next to the station. It's near Downsview Park, which has many recreational amenities including a dog park and soccer fields. There's also a drive test somewhat close, but not really. I was also going to include the controversial Rogers Stadium in this section, but it was actually further than anticipated. From the station, it was around an hour and 14 minutes if you walk according to Google Maps. Centennial College's Downsview Park campus is nearby, as well as a barber shop. As for the connecting bus routes, I was quite disappointed actually, considering that this station used to be a terminal station before the extension to Vaughan. There is a connection to 6 TTC routes, 1 express TTC route, 2 Blue Knight TTC bus routes, and 1 York Region Transit route. Unlike Warden and Don Mills Station, which I have reviewed previously, had more connecting bus routes than Sheppard West Station. So unfortunately, this station doesn't deserve more than a 5.5 out of 10 on this section, and that's being generous. And that is mainly because it used to be a terminal station. If you enjoyed this episode of the Station Field Guide, I suggest you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more episodes like this. Alright, so now to get into my overall thoughts. Overall, the passenger experience of the station is amazing. Outside accessibility and exterior were great, design and cleanliness were mixed but overall not bad, and the amenities connections weren't very good, at least in my opinion for a terminal station, or a former terminal station. I gave outside accessibility an 8 out of 10, design and cleanliness a 7 out of 10, passenger experience a 9 out of 10, and connections and amenities a 5.5 out of 10. To average the scores together, this station gets an overall score of 7.38 out of 10, so I rounded it up to 7.5, probably the best station on the Station Field Guide so far. Overall, I would still say this is more of a local commuter hub than a station you should go out of your way to visit, even factoring in the controversial Rogers Stadium. That's all I have to say for this episode. If you enjoyed it, again, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And peace out, guys.